Good morning, dear friends. Welcome back to our Sunday Gospel Reflection. I'm Brother James, and I'm wishing you all a blessed and happy New Year, and also a happy feast of the Epiphany of the Lord. Today, the church celebrates the Epiphany, which means the manifestation or the appearance of the Lord, especially to the Gentiles. Usually, we call this feast also the Feast of the Three Kings who came from the East to pay homage to the newborn Jesus Christ. Today, the Lord manifested himself to the three kings who traveled a long way from the East, and this was the sign that Jesus came into the world not only for the Jews but also for the whole world. It is an invitation to all who want to receive Jesus in their hearts, no matter where they are from. Yes, friends, this is the time to adore him. But before that, let's learn from the gospel. How can we prepare our hearts to adore him like the Magi?
Sunday Gospel Reflection, coming up right now.
Today's gospel is taken from the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 2, verses 1 to 12. We have a lot to learn from the Magi, but I would like to point out only three major qualities, such as wisdom, humility, and cheerfulness. Firstly, they were learned scholars, attentive to the signs around them, recognizing the extraordinary nature of the star. They believed in their hearts, using their wisdom, that there is a newborn king and pursued to meet him. Today, dear friends, we don't need such scholarly wisdom, but are we attentive to the divine signs around us? That God is still working and he still loves us with his unconditional love? Let us always believe that God is at work and he is always calling us to his divine love. Secondly, in preparing our hearts, we can learn the humility of the Magi. Their hearts were always searching and receptive, unlike Herod, who was arrogant and was unwilling to have a king who would replace him. The humility of the Magi was a shield against the danger of human pride. Most of the time, our pride is in disguise. We reason like Herod and expect God to act in our way of reasoning. Whereas the Magi acknowledge that divine revelation could come in unexpected ways. Let us also submit ourselves to something greater than us and believe that God is working in mysterious ways, unfolding our lives for a greater good. Lastly, like the Magi, we can rejoice and be cheerful in meeting the newborn king. They greatly rejoiced in seeing the star and followed it, believing that they would be satisfied in their spiritual longings. Yes, friends, today we all long to be at peace, to rejoice and be glad in our lives. But all these things can happen only in and through Jesus Christ. The Magi were overwhelmed with joy and adored the newborn king only when they submitted their journey to God's ways. Let us also long for the spiritual joy and fulfillment in Jesus and not elsewhere. Let us offer our love, devotion, and submit our lives to God and pursue towards this light of the world, Jesus Christ. Dear friends, on this beautiful feast of the Epiphany of the Lord, let us prepare our hearts like the Magi to meet Jesus with the same wisdom, humility, and cheerfulness. The manifestation of Jesus to Gentiles is a reminder for us that Jesus is calling everyone to himself. May the newborn Christ be a joy and hope for us in this coming year. Let us walk in wisdom, in humility, and with cheerfulness all the days of 2024. May the light of Christ illuminate our hearts and the hearts of the whole world. Amen. See you in another gospel reflection, and until then, let us remember always to stay blessed.